with Fortnite Season 3 Galactic Battle, the amount of minifigures that we have in Fortnite that we also have in real life is expanding to a point beyond compare.
Methuselah and I are here to break down and compare and contrast all of the real life minifigures and their Fortnite counterpart, at least the ones that are the closest, because a lot of them don't have necessarily an exact match. We'll be awarding a point for each minifigure depending on which one we think is superior, the Fortnite one or the in real life one. The one caveat is if they are identical, we will automatically give the point to the real life one because it is just so much cooler to have a real life minifigure than the digital one.
That was the biggest point on our Marvel Fortnite versus in real life minifigures, was that it wasn't fair because a lot of points went to the real life just because they were identical, and they're saying it should have been a draw. In Daniel Lewa and I's opinion, if Fortnite copied the original, then the original was the blueprint. Fortnite had every opportunity to add more detail, it just being a digital model, and they chose not to. All right, let's just go ahead and get started. Sorry, we're filming in the day, so it looks like we're in the shadow realm. I don't know what to do. But we're starting with Cuddle Team Leader, who is amazing, but we have to say this, Daniel Lewa, the Fortnite version has printing on the arms and sides of the legs. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of the minifigures we already have in real life based on Fortnite.
Yeah, it sucks because as much as I really love this minifigure, and I think it's one of the best just LEGO physical minifigures, the digital one has that slight edge.
That kind of goes the same for Raven as well, but the in real life one did actually get side leg printing, which is really cool, so I almost want to give it to that. But still, this Raven does have the wraps on his arms within game.
Drift, same exact thing, except they don't have the side leg printing or the arm printing on the actual figure.
Then we have the new tribal Peely that's coming out with the Klombo. Oh, I'm so excited for that, Daniel Lewa. I'm so excited for that, but we know that it has just kind of solid green legs rather than the kind of dual molded shorts, which adds a lot to the character having shorts being an island theme. So we got to give it to the in-game version.
Next is Beach Bomber, which is awesome to finally see in real life LEGO form this year. Again, the Fortnite one is just a little better on the arms and legs. Been a clear digital victory so far, but that's not always going to be the case going forward.
Next is Beef Boss. Oh my gosh. #1 most wanted figure. Thank goodness. So excited to get this. But yes, you can see the sesame seeds on the side of his legs. It really does add a lot.
Next is Sparkplug. Very similar, very comparable, just with the added leg printing in the digital form.
A default Peely is here. There's actually not that many differences between this and the IRL one.
I feel like we should give this one to the in real life because it's almost identical, but the fact that it's real is superior to the fact that the other one's digital.
Yeah, this is kind of a gray area because, okay, we could say that argument about any of these figures. The fact that we could own them is better, but having the default Peely in real life is awesome, and it's so similar, just doesn't have that brown trim at the bottom of the feet. Next up is Mecha Team Leader, also has a lot more detail on its, which does matter for this figure because you want to fully flesh out those individual aspects on each arm and leg, so we're going to give it to the in-game version.
At least the real life one does have the arm printing, which looks really nice.
It's Marvel time. Starting with some of the first Marvel skins that we got within Fortnite, Star-Lord and Black Widow. Star-Lord, this one was a little divisive last time, Daniel Lewa, but I kind of like the just pure Ravager look of the Fortnite version.
Really? I kind of like the dark red of the real one.
I remember this was a drama one last time. I will give it to you this time because and we do have a lot of cool Star-Lords within real life form. This is probably the most comparable one, trying to be like Ravager Star-Lord.
Next is Black Widow, and the Fortnite one is actually really nice. It's not really based off of a one-to-one of any of the LEGO figures, but I think having that very clear Black Widow symbol along with all the extra printing gives it a little bit of an edge.
And I love the red hair. Next we have the Imperial Stormtrooper. I'm just gonna say it, guys, most of every Star Wars Fortnite skin in LEGO form has an identical one-for-one version in real life, which is a little bit disappointing because LEGO Fortnite, they could have added more side leg printing, some aren't what be it to the digital version, but so I don't know if it's lazy or just the minifigure didn't need to be improved upon. So we're gonna go ahead and give this to the in real life Stormtrooper.
Next is Finn. And it's the same exact case as with the Stormtrooper. It's the identical figure. Just the expression in the Fortnite is a little different. So we'll have to give it to the in real life one.
Ray. Say what you will about the sequel trilogy, but let's just go ahead and get it to the in real life figure.
So funny. They could have made this better in the Fortnite one by actually having it make sense with the shorts and the boots type deal going on, because right now you just have that line of flesh down at the
Right.
bottom. And next is the Sith Trooper. Oh my goodness. Amazing, beautiful figure. They copied it one for one in Fortnite, so let's give it to the real one.
Continuing with the Rise of Skywalker skins, we have Zori Bliss. A little bit weird that she's in Fortnite. Oh, it's fine. It's whatever. But it's just such a minor character, and she has a Fortnite skin. It's all good. We'd rather have Cad Bane, Forlom. We'd rather have Bosk. We'd rather have Captain Rex, anything. But Zori Bliss is here, and the in-real-life figure is the same.
Next is the Kylo Ren with the remade helmet from Rise of Skywalker. Copied one for one, except the in-real-life one has the cape, and the Fortnite one doesn't.
Next, we have Meowscles. Abs just favorite of mine. Fan favorite. One of the... Oh, that head mold is so cool. One of the coolest Fortnite minifigures. Ugh. He does actually have arm printing, which is great in real life to actually capture that tattoo. But in Fortnite, he has a little bit more printing on the other side, a little bit more. So it's tough, Daniel Lewa. I almost want to give it to the in real life one just because it's one of my most prized possessions that I own.
I mean, it's a question of like, does that little bit of extra printing matter on the legs of this one? I don't think it does. So I would be tempted to give it to the real one too.
Next, we have Oro, who is coming soon. Obviously not as detailed. It would be cool to get a CMF quality Oro like this, but still just grateful he's here in real life. But I definitely prefer the Fortnite version.
Next is Captain America. They did an interesting thing in Fortnite where they have like, it's just the face printed on kind of the rest of the blue head. And I think that makes sense if you're thinking of it from the MCU point of view. So that's kind of cool. They don't have any extra real detail on the sides or anything except for the dual molded legs. So this is a tough one. I think you could make an argument for either one here.
I mean, the closest one I could find is like the Age of Ultron one, because they in the Lego figure they gave him that middle torso of the Age of Ultron texture, but it's just a comic booky one in Fortnite. But I really want to give it to Fortnite because they actually gave Captain America dual leg molding. Unlike Lego will never do that so far up until this point in time. They're never going to give Captain America dual legs for some reason.
Yeah, just zombie Captain America, which is awesome, but strange.
Oh boy, this is one of the only times we're ever going to talk about DC on this channel, so enjoy it, guys. Enjoy it, Linkster. Savor it. But Black Manta, they actually took from the in real life minifigure and actually added on more detail onto the legs. And that's what I was saying. Maybe they could have done that for some of the Star Wars ones. It would have been extra work. I don't know if that needed to be done, but they did it here and went the extra mile. So I like that extra leg printing on the Fortnite Black Manta.
Next, we have Dr. Doom with the most comparable Fortnite and Lego versions. They're pretty different. I think the Fortnite one is a little over-designed. It's kind of cartoony looking. The real one is also kind of cartoony, but I think it captures more of Doom better.
God, I think in the new Pandora's Box Doom, you actually get to wear the cloak or a cape, which is awesome. Next, we have Iron Man. This is also kind of a one-for-one. This is actually just the Tony Stark skin within Fortnite, which he's wearing the Iron Man suit. So they took it just from this minifigure. So we'll give it to in real life. Although sometimes the metallic textures look a little bit cooler within Fortnite.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh boy, Matt's favorite, She-Hulk. I don't love the Fortnite one that much. I think it's just the costume. I think the real life one is much more kind of comics accurate, captures She-Hulk better.
Yeah, and we do have the CMF She-Hulk too, but we're comparing two comicsy ones, and this leotard is iconic. Next, we have the first Wolverine skin in Fortnite. We did later get a Deadpool and Wolverine one. It looks like they just took aspects from this in real life minifigure, one of the first Wolverines that we got in Lego form. They added some dual legs. I don't know though, because in real life you also can do the hair. I don't know, it's tough.
I mean, the dual legs is kind of an important part of the character, right? He has those boots.
Yeah, I think the dual legs do add a lot to the figure.
Next is Storm. Two really cool versions of this character. I think these are both awesome. The CMF one just blows me away and how cool it is. The Fortnite one, while a little bit over-designed on the torso, is a unique take, especially like the lightning bolt earring type things.
I like a little bit more the simplicity of the CMF one.
I like the simplicity of CMF one too, and the cloak is really unique along with the hair, so I think we should give it to the real life one.
Next we have Daredevil. I do also like the simplicity of Daredevil in real life, but seeing kind of the arm wrap details on the Fortnite version and kind of some of this gear on his, I don't know, it's cool to have that kind of detail. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Fortnite version.
Ghost Rider, wow. Lego nailed this figure so well in the real life version. Fortnite didn't really need to improve it at all, so I think the real life one takes it.
Next we have Black Widow from the Black Widow movie skins, the white suit, snowsuit. Man, just the Fortnite one just looks so much better. I'm sorry, the hair piece, the printing, it just looks just by far cleaner.
Oh boy, Poison Ivy, back to DC. It's pretty cool, actually. The difference is here. The green skin tone for the Fortnite one is a great touch, but then the hairpiece, which looks like Ariel, and the waistcape piece used in the real life one is just awesome. I think the real life one is kind of cooler overall, but I think the green skin tone is a really nice touch.
There are a lot of different Poison Ivies. I think this is the closest one I could find in similarity with the red hair and everything. This is from the Batman movie, I believe. Awesome amount of detail and character. I'd 100% give it to in real life. Similarly, this is also a Batman movie Joker, but it's still kind of the closest one to the Fortnite version because of the hair piece and kind of the tuxedo aspects. The one in Fortnite is awesome. I love the ha 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 vest, but the in real life version has that just zany cape piece, cloak piece that goes back, and it's stellar.
It's really the only time we've ever seen that cape, and it's perfect. Next is Din Djarin. It's awesome that he has his armor printed on his arms too here, and I think the real life one takes it.
T'Challa was a little bit divisive one last time, Daniel Lewa. Again, we got the simplicity versus a little bit more detail. The Fortnite version does have this cool printing on the back of the cape too. I could see it going either way.
I don't remember which one we gave it to last time, because both of these are really, really nice. I think the detail on the Fortnite one just adds a little extra flair.
I like the comic-y nature of the in real life one, but this other one's really regal and royal in Fortnite. So pros and cons. Next is Captain Marvel, and wow, the one in Captain Marvel 1 is just completely butchered. Her hairpiece, I hate it. The one in Fortnite is just by far better, by far.
The dark blue especially really makes it pop. Oh, Taskmaster. Amazing. I think this Lego figure is so good, and after just watching Thunderbolts, man, we need a real Taskmaster. So I would give this to the real life one. I just think it's so clean.
This was our most divisive one last time. Remember, we didn't even come to a conclusion. I like the Fortnite one.
I still think the real one is better. Like just the white on the skull instead of the gray or metallic skull. I think it just pops way more and screams like this is a real kind of menace.
Fine. Okay, it's just because he does have the dual molded legs, which is important to Taskmaster's white boots, but this one you also can have a cape. It's kind of a gray area because you could include accessories for any minifigure and use that argument in real life, but we'll go ahead and get to the in real life one.
I'll remember that, don't worry.
Okay, so we have Green Arrow, the one in Fortnite. I'm pretty sure it's based on the Arrow TV series. I don't know. I'll never watch that within 5 trillion years. The one in definitely looks better than the one in Lego that looks the most similar to it, but we also have this comicsy looking one, which is just way cooler as well. I think we have to go based off the one that looks the most like it. So what do you think, Daniel?
I think the Fortnite one is a little better just because of the more muted tones. Bright green on the real life one doesn't quite blend with the bright and the dark and the black. Next is the Flash. Basically, the main difference here is dark red versus bright red. So you could make an argument for either or. Lego one, really, really nice. A little more comicsy. It's kind of a toss-up. I think the bright red works really well in this case.
Next, we have Ant-Man as divisive. Oh, but now we have a new Ant-Man that's even more accurate compared to last time, Daniel Lewa, because now we have the Endgame Ant-Man who has the same mask piece, so we can't no longer compare it to the first Ant-Man minifigure. And now we can definitely say that the Fortnite version is just way doper.
It's awesome. As much as I love the new Ant-Man that they did, it's more MCU accurate. Where'd they even get the inspiration for the Fortnite one? Because it's really awesome. It's just not MCU accurate.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Fortnite original kind of comics-based one. Next, we have Grimy. We are getting in real life, but this is a little sad. I feel like the extra arm and leg printing would have gone a long way on this minifigure. Part of some of the only printing that he has. The rest is black, so the Fortnite version captures the skin a lot better.
Next is Beast Boy. Both great versions. The Fortnite one is almost, at least the torso is a 1-for-1. You do have a little bit added leg printing and dual molded legs in the Fortnite one, so I'd be tempted to give it to that.
The only reason I'll say otherwise is I like the hair piece a lot more on the in real life one. It looks a lot more beastie with the slick back hair and stuff.
It's like pointed ears in the real life one, right? That is cooler.
Yeah, they're a little bit pointy in Fortnite, but I just feel like the beastly, and of course sometimes in Lego Fortnite you get just default expressions which sometimes will take away from the character, whereas this Beast Boy has some actually cool expressions on both sides of his head. They actually stole the same torso too. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more into real life. Is that okay?
Yeah. Next is Catwoman. This is like almost identical. The only change that I can really tell is the color of the lipstick and the color of the transparent goggles. If anything, I think the red is cooler than the orange.
Next, we have Deathstroke Zero. Had one Deathstroke minifigure in real life, and it's all right. It's a little bit older, but the Fortnite version goes above and beyond. A cool detail for Deathstroke. Bigger eyes, cooler metallic printing.
Next is Harley Quinn. This is one of the most sought after LEGO minifigures. It's crazy. It goes for quite a lot on Bricklink, and you can see why. It's a very iconic character, and LEGO knocked it out of the park with their execution. Fortnite 1 does have the extra detailing, though, on the legs and the arms, so we might need to give it to Fortnite.
And in Fortnite, we have an armored Batman Zero skin. I think the closest one I can find is this armored Batman to compare from real life. I like the real life one is cooler. I don't love that Batman cowl where it just cut off at the sides. Maybe it just looks weird within Fortnite, but I love the armored Batman that we have in real life better.
Next is Loki, God of Mischief. The real life one has the extra cape. Otherwise, it's basically identical, so I think we need to give it to real life.
Next is Thanos. They took the same printing. Metallic does look cooler in LEGO Fortnite, so it just depends. Do you like the gauntlet printed on his arm, or do you like the gauntlet as an accessory? I would like the best of both worlds. It'd be cool if we did get a dual molded gold arm and you could just add the accessory onto it, but yeah, let's go ahead and give it to the real life.
Next is Gamora. These are pretty different versions because one is based off of Guardians of the Galaxy and the other is just a much more comics version. I think the comics version one looks awesome though. Yeah, it doesn't have the purple highlights in the hair, which is really cool, but it does have kind of the yellow eyeshadow, you could say, the very clean suit.
Yeah, I would kill for this minifigure in real life, a comic looking Gamora. That's much more giving the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. Next we have Wonder Woman, a little more comic-y one in the Fortnite, and I think the closest one is this minifigure, which maybe Gal Gadot, and I'm not a big Gal Gadot fan. I don't know, but they both have gauntlets printing. I really like the Fortnite version a lot better though.
Next is Shang-Chi. Wow, these are wildly different. Real life one based off of the live action movie and the other one based off of the comics. Oh, the comics one is just so perfect. I think it's so clean. It works way better. The whole kind of like tunic that flows from the top to bottom feels a lot more Shang-Chi than just like, here's the super over-designed torso, and then we forgot to print the rest of the body. So Fortnite for sure.
Trespasser Elite is peak. Fortnite got the dope arm printing and the dope leg printing, which would have added a lot. Still cool in real life, but Fortnite one is better.
I love the differences on this next one. Jean Grey, the Phoenix. Oh, this is a tough one, because they're both actually really, really well done. The metallic parts on the Fortnite one do add a little bit of an edge, though. I'd be tempted to give it to Fortnite.
Have we ever had that in real life, a dual molding metallic?
No.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
think so.
And technically this is Dark Phoenix versus regular Phoenix, but still pretty comparable. But yeah, I love the Dark Phoenix much more. Cube Assassin, I was today years old when I found out this was a female, but regardless, it just makes it more of a baddie. This one does have crystal printing on the sides and sides of the arms and legs, which, again, do add a lot to the character.
Next is Nick Fury. 1 for 1. Give it to real life.
I guess his mustache is a little bit more elongated in Fortnite, but next we have Peter Parker Spider-Man. They took this from a real life minifigure. It's nice, arm printing, dual legs. Not quite as much detail as Zombie Hunter Spidey, but I would give this to in real life.
Next is the No Way Home Spider-Man with the black arms and legs. Really close, really comparable. Fortnite does have the little extra sauce on the arm, so go to Fortnite.
Next we have Boba Fett, the new Boba Fett from his series, Star Wars. Yep, it's the exact same. So this will go to in real life.
And it has the jetpack. Fantastic. Next, Kate Bishop. Because this was a CMF, they were able to go all out on this figure. So arm printing, leg printing, it's all there. Goes IRL.
Hawkeye is, for some reason, a teensy bit different. They have a different hair color. He also has different printing on his face. I don't know which one I like better. I think I was leaned more towards real life. I like that printing on the face. I like the accessories that are kind of essential to Hawkeye. The quiver, you kind of need that.
Next is Green Goblin. We tried to find the most comparable LEGO ones. They are very different, though, between all of these options. The Fortnite one is absolutely unhinged. I love the energy it has. I would say it's better than the very comicsy one, even though the comicsy one is very, very good. The dark purple real life one, though, is really nice. But there's something about the Fortnite one. They captured everything, not just the extra printing, but his expression especially is very creepy.
Yeah, Fortnite one I think is just too cooler than both of these, even though we do have some good ones in real life. Next we have Phoenix. I'm just joking, but it is a 1-for-1 kind of figure, so I would give it to in real life.
Next is Jean Grey. Oh,
What the
man.
heck?
Next is Rogue. The Fortnite one, I think, really takes the cake. Oh, as much as they tried on the Lego version with the little splatter of white on the hair, it just doesn't quite capture it. So I think the Fortnite one wins.
The in real life does a little bit better with the curve of the jacket and her curvature, which is just kind of flat on her torso, but that hairpiece is iconic to her character, so I much prefer that. Next is Gambit, and the Fortnite version is everything you would have wanted from a Gambit minifigure with the dual molded metal legs. It's just, is the pinnacle Gambit.
Next is Mary Jane. I mean, depends on if you like tank tops more or jackets here, but
There are a few Mary Janes. This was probably the closest just because as the Heart Spider-Man. I think the tank top has a little bit more just kind of charm to it.
next is Doctor Strange. Almost a perfect 1-for-1. They just swapped out the cape in Fortnite instead of the rubber one, the fabric one. So it just depends. Do you like the rubber one more? It has maybe a little more personality to it, so
This one actually has dual leg printing to represent his boots even better with some side leg printing. So they added some more detail in Fortnite.
next is Moon Knight, one of the best Lego minifigures they have ever made. And the fact that it's identical in Fortnite, I think we just have to go IRL.
And the Fortnite one, just his eyes are a lot more cooked. It's strange. Then we have Scarlet Witch, Multiverse of Madness specifically. I think the CMF version is the coolest one, but this is the most similar one to Fortnite. But she does actually have the cloak printing on her legs, which is really, really cool. And it kind of evens out the minifigure rather than just having black slacks. So I prefer the Fortnite version.
Next, Obi-Wan Kenobi. 1-for-1, copied everything, so IRL.
Cancel Disney, Star Wars. Next is Darth Vader. They did also a similar 1-for-1 in real life as arm printing as well. So we'll give it to that.
Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. Next, beautiful, great figure, and it's exactly comparable, so IRL.
And we have the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster from Thor Love and Thunder, which they did just take from her in real life Lego figure. Awesome Lego figure in real life, should win.
Next, the Thor from Love and Thunder. He does have gold dual molded arms in the Fortnite one and the cool headpiece, but he doesn't have the electric eyes, and I think that makes the real one a lot cooler.
I don't know. I like the Fortnite one better. Yeah,
don't like
just
the
because I like that
electric
metal
eyes?
helmet. They're both really ugly color scheme, but
Okay, well, you gave me the other one, so I'll give you this one.
Starfire is here, and yeah, well, this is the one time Starfire is going to be mentioned on this channel, and the Fortnite version just looks a lot cooler with her arms and suits, just a lot more synergistic.
Next is Spider-Gwen, and while these are almost identically comparable, the Fortnite one has the printed on sneakers and kind of the webbing gauntlet thing, so it's superior.
I think so. I do think the sneakers look a little derpy on a minifigure because they don't always do that. So like, oh, this one has shoes. Next we have Leia Organa, who is a similar printing, but because Lego Fortnite has to follow default, kind of 3D models and rigs, they couldn't give her skirt dress piece, which I think matches her outfit a lot better in real life.
Something I'm noticing on all these facial expression comparisons is the real life ones tend to have more personality than the Fortnite ones, which is interesting because you'd think the Fortnite ones would be more detailed, but the real life ones tend to have a little more dynamism to them. And then we have Han Solo, which okay, I mean these are like 1-for-1, right? Except for what, the top of his chest showing. Otherwise it's identical.
Next we have Luke Skywalker, who is, yes, this exact same printing from this minifigure. So it goes to the in real life. Sorry.
The Incredible Hulk. Okay, these are almost the same except the legs, the printing on the legs in the Fortnite one is just so much better. The torn jean shorts and everything, amazing.
It's so hard because I love the stubble printing on his chest hair and stuff in real life, but the torn legs are just, I agree. Probably the Fortnite version. Next, we have Captain America Sam Wilson, who is based on the CMF version, so they really didn't need to add anything. So, of course, in real life, you get the most iconic part about this Captain America is his wings. So I gotta give it to the in real life.
Hayden Christensen, long may you reign. Anakin Skywalker, awesome. The extra printing of kind of the headset on the real life minifigure though gives it a little edge.
Now Padme is an interesting case because I really don't know,
boy.
Daniel Lewa. Fortnite, they have her without her ripped from Attack of the Clones, but in her minifigures, she has now been ripped in the arena scene. So it depends.
So what are you going to give it to?
I don't know, because I like the solid outfit. Like, this is how the outfit was supposed to be. But it is kind of cool to have the ripped arm off and and it really represents that scene. So I kind of prefer the in real life.
Next is Darth Maul. Man, his expression in the real life version is so funny. It's awesome. Otherwise, 1-for-1 and a cape. So IRL.
Next, we have like the Phase 2 clone trooper, who is also a 1-for-1. It almost looks like some of the printing on the helmet wasn't transferred over exactly onto Fortnite either.
Next is a 501st Phase 2 clone trooper. 1-for-1 comparable, goes IRL.
Wolfpack trooper, the closest one I could find is this kind of like Phase 1 Wolfpack person on the right, so maybe not a fair comparison, but it's a Wolfpack clone trooper, and I think the Fortnite version looks a little bit cleaner, even though it is a Phase 2er. I just think it looks a lot cleaner. The head printing looks a lot cleaner as well. Then we have the Ahsoka trooper. It is the same as in real life, and in real life is always fun because you can actually add the accessories to the helmet, stuff like that.
Next is Coruscant Guard clone. Great. I mean, 1-for-1.
The helmet's a little different, I think.
The helmet does not have the helmet holes on the Fortnite version.
And the lines are a little different
better
around the mouth.
Yeah, I think it goes Fortnite.
Next, we have the 212th Trooper. They took the exact same printing from this in real life version. Both look cool. Goes IRL.
Next, Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. These are very different as far as their printing. The Across the Spider-Verse version more in Fortnite, and the other one's more comics based. I think the Fortnite one is just so good. Methuselah did gift this to me in Fortnite because he's a real one. Thank you, Methuselah.
I would be surprised if in a potential CMF we get Across the Spider-Verse Miguel O'Hara. That looks pretty similar to this Fortnite version.
Amazing.
Okay. Take a picture of you putting code Sakuga in your item shop tab and send it to me on Instagram. And I might feel a little gifty.
Okay.
No promises, but, you know, I do like to be a gifter. Next, we have Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales, which we actually did get one in the new Bodega set. I'm actually confused right now because this looks like the Into the Spider-Verse #1 suit. Yet the set was Across the Spider-Verse. I don't know. I think the Fortnite version actually captures his Across the Spider-Verse suit a lot. That's what it looks like. And it has the red stripe down the side of it. So I prefer Fortnite.
Next, Ahsoka Tano. They got everything, even the arm printing on the real life. So let's go real life.
Bright Bomber. Wow, the hexagonal printing goes all on her arms, all around her legs. Adds a lot of detail. Does look a bit cooler within Fortnite.
Oh, everyone's favorite skin, Jonesy. It's crazy we even have Jonesy minifigs. It's crazy that any of these Fortnite characters are actually in Lego. So I just love that. But it does have a little more detail, especially having that kind of armband tied on. Adds it a little better for Fortnite.
Let me ask you this, though. Is that extra printing in Fortnite really that essential to have to, you know, make it that much better than the in-real-life version?
I mean, it also has the side leg printing for the cargo pants and everything. So I'd say it does add something to the character.
Next, we have Jack Skellington's girlfriend, Sally, who did actually get a collectible minifigure in real life. There are a few minor differences within the colors of the legs, things like that. There are some minute differences, but I think the in real life version could be the winner here.
Next, we have Sally's boyfriend, Jack Skellington. These long legs can be divisive, but I think for this character especially, it works super well. So I think in real life wins.
And we do also have the CMF Jack Skellington, but I chose this one because it may be the cooler Jack Skellington. Next, we have 11 from Stranger Things. Although the Fortnite and IRL versions may be from different seasons, it's pretty easy to see that the Fortnite version is a lot more recognizable as this is 11. You couldn't show me the one on the right and tell me that it is. So I would definitely say Fortnite.
Her piece especially is spot on. Next is Adventure Peely. It's pretty great, pretty spot on. It's just missing the side arm and leg printing in the real life version.
I don't think that's very essential, though. He just has a cargo pocket and then like the ripped sleeve on top of the yellow printing. It almost looks a little bit cleaner in real life.
Okay, if you want to draw that line there.
I don't know. Is that weird? I don't love how the rip looks in the Fortnite version with like the yellow gap and that sleeve there. It just looks like a couple random things printed on his arm. So I actually don't love that.
Next is Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fortnite one, I think, wins, even though it doesn't have the expression in the eyes, like the actual printed irises and pupils. Everything else about it is a bit better.
Thank goodness they didn't put the eye printing because it looks way better with just the white eyes. Looks like comic-y and cool. Same with Donatello. There are a few different TMNT minifigures. Tried to find the closest ones, but the Fortnite ones killed it.
Yeah, with all of these, Fortnite ones just take the cake, even with Leonardo. I will say this, though, with Michelangelo in particular, I think the Lego expression is just so perfect. Like, for the Lego ones of these, it seems like they focused really hard on getting kind of those eye and mouth expressions much more accurate to the personalities, whereas the Fortnite ones feel very copy-paste from each of the heads. I'm almost tempted to give Michelangelo to the IRL just because how awesome and spot on that expression is.
But look how better this shade of green is. It's so much easier to look at. It's so much cooler printing.
Yeah, but the personality is lost. And that's a huge part of the TMNT turtles, right? Because each of them has their distinct quirk and personality, and the Lego one just captures that so much better here.
Okay, for some reason we'll give Michelangelo to IRL. Next we have Master Splinter. His in real life figure is interesting. I do like the molded head a lot better on the Fortnite version.
Yeah, it's crazy what they were able to do in the real version, but I agree, Fortnite better. Next is Shredder. Amazing minifig, holy cow. And it feels more metallic too in the in real life one versus the Fortnite one. So I think I like the real life one better.
Why do we always disagree on everything?
What? Why would you like the Fortnite one better?
The fluidity of it. Like, you see the color blocking on the in real life one on his printing is like, but look at the fluid detail throughout. And then the side leg printing, arm printing, helmet, and the wide eyes just look a lot more villainous, cartoony, comic-y. I really prefer the Fortnite version.
But it doesn't have his claws in Fortnite.
Okay, well, you could add anything to any in real life minifigure.
Okay. All right, if you feel that strongly about it.
I really do. And there is also the Super Shredder Lego minifigure, which there isn't really a similar one in real life, but that was double the epic.
Next is Groot. 1-for-1 copy from Lego to Fortnite, so IRL takes it.
Next we have Young Adult Groot from Guardians 3. It is also pretty much a carbon copy. I would give this to in real life.
Mantis is next, and they did not change a single thing, so IRL wins.
Just a tiny thing. Her expression looks a little bit better in a Fortnite. Her torso printing is a teensy bit different, but it's like basically the same. Next is Drax the Destroyer. They copied his in real life version, so there's not much to say.
Wow, the glow up that Aang had from back in the day Lego version to the Fortnite version is crazy. It just goes to show how awesome an IRL Aang would be if they did it today. So Fortnite wins.
Oh man, the glow ups are real. Zuko looks like the perfect Zuko. It's like season 3 Zuko. Granted, this minifigure is season 1. Fortnite, far and few between.
Next is Katara. Wow. Differences here are just so crazy. It's awesome that there were even avatar sets to begin with, but let's be honest. How awesome would it be if we get new avatar sets with these Fortnite figs?
And we have no Toph minifigure in real life, but Toph also has a cool Fortnite minifigure. Next is Hela, who was just copied, but the in real life version does have a cape.
Oh boy. Oh man. What if they did big figs in Fortnite and the hitbox would be atrocious, but it would be so fun to just rampage across the map?
Okay, so
who
you like
would you give this to?
I don't know, because I'm always a standardized minifigure guy, but I guess you could say the Sicarian Hulk big fig would be more accurate size-wise. I don't know.
It's more accurate, but everything about the minifig is so polished and so nice, like the Fortnite one. Oh.
Love it. I love the Fortnite one, so if you like it, let's do that one. Dagobah Luke Skywalker is next. Exact same. Cargo pants. In real life should win.
Chewbacca is the next one, and very good. Both iterations, so IRL wins.
Lando Calrissian's a pretty easy one because his cape printing is way more detailed. Looks really cool in real life.
Amazing. They hardly ever do cape printing anymore, so that's so cool to see. Next is the Death Trooper. The IRL one has the extra cloth piece over the arm, so definitely superior.
We have Sylvie. The Fortnite one is from Loki Season 2. The in real life one is from Loki Season 1, CMF. This one's divisive, Daniel, because we do have the crown piece molded in, but the one in Fortnite has a cooler hair piece. I mean, looks a lot more beautiful, maybe, I would say.
Okay, well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I think the hairpiece perfectly matches Sylvie in Season 2. Whereas the Season 1 one, even though it has the horns, it doesn't feel like Sylvie's hair for some reason, whereas the Season 2 one is just spot on, especially the bangs, something about it. Next is Jack Sparrow. Oh, can't believe this is a minifig. So cool. It is pretty much copied one for one, except for some of the colors are a little different in the Fortnite one. And the Fortnite one does have dual molded legs. Ooh.
The skin tone is maybe a little bit better in Fortnite as well.
I have to give it to Fortnite here.
Next we have Magneto, or Wastelander Magneto, for Fortnite Wrecked, and it does have a lot more detail, but I don't love the wrecked version of Magneto. I'd much rather prefer this classic-y, comic-y one in real life.
Next is Davy Jones, one of the most sought-after LEGO minifigures of all time. They did change the coloring for the claw and the peg leg in Fortnite, and they added more detail. So I think Fortnite needs to take it for plussing the LEGO one.
Then we have Captain Barbossa.
The hair. It's all in the hair in the Fortnite one. Like, that adds so much.
Yeah, they did beef up the Pirates of the Caribbean minifigs. Like his hat a bit better, his hair, his belt is a little bit different. So yeah, Fortnite should win.
Next is Elizabeth Swan. Okay, there are two different versions. One's her more pirate version from like Outworld's End. One is more from Pirates 1. I think the pirate version of her looks way cooler, and it feels very much like her character.
I do like the elegance of the dress and everything, so they're both winners here, but I also prefer the Fortnite version. And next we have the Cursed Jack Sparrow, which is his own separate skin, so he gets his own separate Fortnite minifigure. And we also do have a kind of cursed skeleton version in real life. I don't know, Dad. I think that in real life does a better job because the Fortnite one's a little goofy.
Like, it looks like he's wearing a costume in the Fortnite one, whereas the other one feels like, okay, it's his facial structure just ghostly or like a skeleton. Next is Cyclops. There are some things about him that just are much better in the Fortnite version, like the dual molded legs to get his yellow boots. You don't have some of the faded printing that you often get in the real life version, so I think the Fortnite one needs to take it.
Next we have Moff Gideon. His Fortnite skin does have the helmet, or you could take it off, but his minifigure version, they just did it without the helmet. This is what it is. So I don't really know. I think it definitely has to go to in real life just because it was copied and you can actually have the helmet or not.
IG-11 was a big departure just because the head, they decided to make a whole new molded piece in Fortnite, which goes to show like how cool would that be in real life form. I don't know if that just wouldn't be possible to do. But the one downside with the Fortnite version is that it's stuffing the droid form factor into the minifig body. And that doesn't quite work for a very droid-like creature, whereas the LEGO one, it's like, okay, this is clearly a spindly little droid. So, very, very tough.
The head is more accurate on the Fortnite version, but the body is more accurate in the in real life version. I love molded heads, so for that reason I would go Fortnite, but it does kind of look inaccurate with that body.
Fortnite it is.
This takes me back to Absolute Doom. Please bring me back to Absolute Doom. This Mysterio in Fortnite, just a lot cooler. Dual golded printing is awesome.
Next is Shuri. In her Black Panther form. The Fortnite one is better in basically every way, so I think we have to go there.
Yeah, like claws on the toes. Yeah, wow. War Machine. We love War Machine. Closest one is probably the War Machine from the Mini-Mech. It actually has like a pretty similar arc reactor printing, but this Fortnite War Machine is so good. Just adds all those, adding the extra printing adds more military aspects, armor aspects.
Next is Iron Spider. You can go either way on these depending on if you prefer a much kind of more over-designed, the dark red version, or the simpler comic-y one in the IRL version. The IRL version also has the claws. I know you can do that as an emote in Fortnite.
But let's just be honest with each other. The Fortnite one just looks cooler. Like, wow.
It's fire. Yeah, incredible.
Next we have Iron Man Mark 45. They went the extra mile. They added some arm printing. They added some leg printing on this Mark 45, and I think that adds a lot to the Fortnite version.
Black Cat comes in to destroy Methuselah's wallet, his most desired minifigure. These are both really good. It's cool to have the dual molded legs on the real life version. It's cool to have the dual molded arms on the Fortnite versions. I think I like the hair better though, and the torso print better on the real life version.
Yeah, I like the shade of lips better. I like the thickness of the mask better. The dual legs I'll give to in real life as well. Next we have Mr. Incredible. Pretty much a one for one. The only difference is the belt. Do you prefer the belt to be printed on the waist piece, or do you prefer the belt being printed on the torso?
I know it's a debate we've had with the Brick Hour podcast too. I don't think that matters to me as much as like the real life one actually has more detail than the Fortnite one with the dual molded arms. It's hardly ever that we see that. So I would give it to the real life.
Mrs. Incredible Elastigirl does have the dual molded arms. This is essentially a 1-for-1 minifigure by all means necessary, so I prefer to give it to in real life.
Frozone, perfect carbon copy. IRL takes it.
Captain Hook is an interesting case. The Disney villain Fortnite skins, they added some zane to them, some zaniness. So it really depends. Do you like this more Fortnite-ified Captain Hook stylized version with the kind of rip in the hat, more tattoos and more edgy, or do you like just more classic, clean-looking Captain Hook from the cartoon? Yeah, I feel like the cartoon one I would prefer.
It just feels much truer to the actual cartoon of Peter Pan. Here we have Cruella de Vil. The left one almost looks like a Emma Stone inspired. No, it's not. Glenn Close version, or is the one on the right feels much more like the cartoon. They're both cool in different ways. I love the black and white of the Cruella de Vil on the left, but the IRL one has that shawl piece that just really adds a lot with the fabric form.
And the earrings, the makeup printing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Maleficent, though, without the cloak, it kind of reminds me of Angelina Jolie without the cape, like, it's a little more bodysuit type. I still am kind of leaning more toward the classic version of in real life Maleficent.
Next we have Spider-Woman. They're very, very comparable, almost identical, except Fortnite one has the dual molded arms and legs and side arm and leg printing.
Yeah, face printing looks a lot better in Fortnite as well. Baymax, this may not be fair because this is two, armored hero Baymax. The closest thing we have is the nurse Baymax. But it's the same character, so it's fun, guys. This video is just supposed to be fun. But it is hard to compare because they're completely different. So, which one would you rather have, Daniel? What?
Oh, the hero Baymax is just so cool, though. That molded head and everything. As nice as the in real life one is, I feel like the left one feels more Baymax.
Yeah, shout out to the arms on the big Baymax too. It is hard because this is also a really big and rotund character, so it's hard to adapt into minifigure form.
Here we have Spider-Man Noir, 1-for-1 copy, except you have a little tiny bit of arm printing on the Fortnite version.
Well, which fedora do you prefer?
The right one is a little too Indiana Jones. The Fortnite one is probably a little better with the fedora, so you're right. Maybe that puts it over the edge.
Next is just a skin called Iron Man. Closest one I can find to it is the Iron Man Mark 46. But again, with these iron suits, the extra detail goes far.
There's some new additions in Fortnite recently with the Adventure Time skins. We have Marceline here, and they just copied 1-for-1, and it's great. Sucks that when you see on the real life figures, though, when the printing color is just faded or doesn't match the actual molded color. But besides that, I think the IRL one is great.
Finn the Human, the Fortnite one is cooked with the eyebrows. It's creepy to look at. It's weird.
Why did they do that?
They did actually give him the backpack, though, and they don't always give those accessories, which is cool. But the in real life one is much more pleasant.
Jake the dog is almost identical, except he has short legs in real life, full length legs in Fortnite. So I think the short legs one's gotta win. I know he can stretch, but still.
Well, this one may be a stretch. Krang's android. It's fun to compare because we do have Krang minifigures in real life. So you can see them in the torso in all of these minifigures. You can see Krang in their piloting, but the one that they added in Fortnite is just so cool. Such a cool skin, such a cool minifigure. And people were even joking about how Fortnite has done the best TMNT designs than anybody for no reason. Pretty fun comparison just to show that the Fortnite one went above and beyond.
Yeah, those real life ones, though, you forget about it, but they are pretty unhinged, pretty cursed. Next, Yelena Belova. Man, the Fortnite one is so fantastic. The colors are so much nicer. I know that this one is much more comics based, and the real life one is much more based on Black Widow, the movie, but there's something about the Fortnite one that is just superior in almost every way to the real one.
Next we have Winter Soldier Bucky. They actually took very, very similar printing to this kind of first Bucky that we got. However, I've always liked this in real life Bucky because you can switch it to like comicsy mask or movie mask. And that's always been a benefit. Kind of like the in real life one more.
Next we have just First Order generic Stormtrooper. It's a 1-for-1 copy, so IRL.
Same with Captain Phasma. New addition to Fortnite. Her cape doesn't really go over her shoulder within Fortnite. I don't know. But yeah, same minifigure. I'll give it to in real life.
Emperor Palpatine is here. Oh man. His expressions are pretty different. Fortnite one is like, he's like happy. I've never quite seen him make that face in Star Wars. I think his expression on the real one is just a little more appropriate.
Next, we have the worst characters, worst pro tags. Ray Fin Po.
Come on.
No, I love Oscar Isaac, but scripts did him dirty. It is a 1-for-1 adaptation, so we'll give it to in real life version.
Oh boy. General Grievous. Grievous, just one of the coolest Star Wars designs ever. They did a very similar thing here as with IG-11, where it's like you have this droid body, you have to shove it into the minifigure form factor. It looks fire in minifigure form, especially the head. In some ways, maybe even a little better than the droid version, but everything about the droid version is so good, with multiple arms, the spindly legs with the talons. I think the LEGO version has to take it.
I agree, but it is really, really fun to see. I know some people were disappointed it wasn't the droid version in Fortnite. I'm like, they're not going to create a whole new rig, and like it would just take a lot, so they definitely could have, but it is fun to see what he would look like in minifigure default form. Next, we have Mace Windu, new edition. The one in Fortnite, actually, this is like one of the only Star Wars figures in Fortnite that isn't a 1-for-1 from in real life. It actually has the brown cloak. I don't know if it's really more Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith based. I think the closest one I could find is the Attack of the Clones one. But he looks like really like Jedi Master with his cloak on. There's not a minifigure like this in real life. So I prefer the Fortnite version. Well, if our calculations are correct, the score would be 72 to 81. Oh my gosh.
That's really close. Wow, that's pretty close.
So I guess you could say if we did a draw on everyone that was identical, then Fortnite would be far above. Fortnite would be the clear winner, right? So if you want to look at it that way, you totally can. That Fortnite would be the winner if we did draws. You would think that Fortnite would have every opportunity to improve every single minifigure. I know it takes extra work. I know it takes extra resources. But you see on some of them, they do it. You see on Black Manta, they do add that leg printing. And I don't know how much value that adds to you within LEGO Fortnite Brick Life and Odyssey. But it's cool to see some of your minifigures maxed out.
Usually, the more detail, or the more polished and fleshed out these figures can be, the better, whether it's in Fortnite form or in real life. We did give a lot to in real life when they were comparable. It's just so much cooler to actually have Cuddle Team Leader or whatever as a real minifigure and display it on, on your Demon Bull King or whatever. It's just way awesomer.
It's good and bad. It does get your expectations a little high, like, oh, this is what my Trespasser Elite could have looked like, my Tribal P Elite could have looked like, but they still do a good job with the in real life minifigures for the most part. It does also make you sad when you see someone like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi just looks way better in Fortnite. But it's also kind of nice to see that, because you can be like, oh, I can enjoy a cool version looking of Shang-Chi in digital form. Really interesting test. Remember, guys, this is just supposed to be fun. It's not that serious. We love talking about LEGO. We love talking about Fortnite. And we're excited to buy every single LEGO Fortnite set that ever comes out. And we're excited to put code SAKUGA within the item shop for every purchase.
Let us know what of these figures you love the most, what you would want to see in LEGO form that we have never seen before from Fortnite. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our channel members for making this possible, who are...
Sorry, channel members that we're in the shadow realm right now. It's like the lighting or something, but regardless, those members are I'm Lidme, MC Go, Uncle Michael, Uncle Norman, Oliver J. the Ginger Lender, Cesar, Shui Lee, Grandma Susan, Norman Davis, Dr. Dan PhD, Sir Grizz, Richie Rage, and a brand new channel member, JJ Langster Bills. Langster Bills from the Brick Hour podcast just joined as a member. Yes, he is a new contender. JJ, you are so... Oh, sorry, I was starting to do a rap. But I started rapping, but thank you so much, Langster Bills, for becoming a channel member.
If you made it this far in the video, you are a real one. Put Staku Taku in the comments below, because he's kind of like a fort, right? Buildable Pokemon in a way. And you'll be a real one.
Grow up. Get a job.
Come on.